Yo, what is going on, guys? What is going on, guys? It's your boy Killer Kawabo. Welcome to another episode of Men Operating in Reality. Alright, guys, I wanted to show this video real quick and kind of do my reaction to this. I think I've said this before, but I'm gonna make this reaction video to this, talking about how men should open up about their feelings, and I'm gonna show you a video where when a man opens up his feelings, he gets cheated on or whatever. So before we get started, if you guys enjoy this reaction video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know next time I drop, as well as if you want to donate to the Cash App and PayPal, you can definitely do that. It would definitely help. I will appreciate it. Alright, guys, let's get started with this video. Give a reaction to two videos. We're going to do 2 for 1 in this one. And yeah, let's go. Obviously, I'll give my 2 cents as well, so let's do it.
But their show
no,
is...
but no, look, hold on. I do want to add this because sometimes the word feminism gets used like, crazy depending on your interpretation of it. I think we're living in a generation now where women are stepping up and women are becoming, some of them, providers for themselves and whatnot. But what I think is important is for women to know when to sit in your masculinity or when to sit in your femininity.
So you're conditional?
It is.
You're conditional?
What do you mean I'm conditional?
So 1 minute you're masculine, 1 minute you're feminine.
No, we're both. Everybody's both. Everybody's both masculine and feminine.
No, I'm already going to stop this right here. No, hell no. A man and women should not learn how to be in the masculine and the feminine. No. There's reasons for that. Let's continue with this video because I can talk about it all day, but there's reasons for that. A man has to be masculine for the world, what happens in the world, the problems in the world. He has to be logical thinking for something that happens, to do his DNA, to protect and provide. He has to be logical. Women have to be feminine because that's what they are, for the nurturing, for the children. You're not supposed to do both. Let's continue.
You both have everybody has testosterone and estrogen. Yeah, everybody has it. It's in our DNA.
No,
Literally.
I get what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is sometimes when women in the workfield go and present themselves, they sit in their masculinity, and some of them don't know how to come home and sit in that femininity. You know what I mean? Flip the switch.
And that's why they're single.
You're right.
And that's why they're still single.
Watching this, like, as women who are successful need to learn how to sit in their femininity when need be. But I do think also...
And no, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. They need to learn how to be in their femininity in all times. You gotta learn how to be in your femininity at all times. Men, you gotta learn how to be in your masculinity at all times. All times. Because for men, you don't know what's gonna happen. And for women, y'all don't know the power of your femininity. Y'all don't know the power of your femininity. Women are so focused on trying to be like men. Men, we have to be masculine because, like I said, anything can happen to us. I can end up being homeless tomorrow, and then I have to figure out how I can survive in being homeless, because no one's gonna help me, because I'm a man. But for women, they can use their femininity to get what they want in order to survive themselves. That's the way they survive. But women want to be tough like us, and it don't work like that. Men are not attracted to women that are masculine. Stop that. Don't be conditional. Be all the way there. A man can't be conditional. I'm sorry, women. That's not gonna happen with a man. Let's continue.
So some men who are masculine do need to learn to sit in their femininity.
And
you don't have to be empathetic all the time, is what I'm trying to say.
Be vulnerable? Hell no.
Women are not built to handle masculine problems. Being vulnerable with a woman is some of the worst advice that modern day women give to men, because if I sit there and I cry to you, oh my god, my life is hard, blah 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 blah, you might sit there and console me for a bit, but deep down you're like, you fucking bitch, and you're gonna go and find
Exactly.
So you're saying that what he's saying is incorrect?
No,
That a
vulnerability.
guy
He's right.
Cry in front of
Vulnerability is so
No.
powerful.
again, this is a common example of women saying one thing but doing another. They're saying this right now because it's politically correct to say you can cry to me, you can be vulnerable to me, etc. But deep down, if your man came to you and was crying on your shoulder saying, "I don't know what's going on," her
I would be
vagina's
there
gonna.
for him.
Can I finish? Can I finish? If her vagina's gonna dry up, she ain't gonna want to fuck with him anymore, and she's gonna look for a stronger, more capable.
Exactly.
Man, women are
Exactly.
designed to look for security.
Just because
Exactly.
they cry once, bro?
Hey man, I can't tell you how many times we brought girls on the show with their own. They tell us on air. One time my boyfriend cried in front of me, and I never looked at him the same.
Yep.
It's like a glass. If you shatter a glass, right, and it smashes onto pieces, and you glue it back together, yeah, maybe it'll work. But when you pour water into it, it's always gonna leak.
I get
Exactly.
really affected when guys cry.
Anyway,
I
okay.
like that's like the best sex I ever have
Ben.
when a guy is vulnerable.
Have you done a
Yeah.
poll?
Like-
Is it attractive?
But I'm guessing she don't have no boyfriend. But I'm guessing she don't have no boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Women say that it's attractive when a man is vulnerable until they have a vulnerable man. And then they find out they're not attracted to that. Let's continue.
To cry. Are you
It's
saying
not like
that it
all
is?
the time for sure, but when you see your fucking
Not
masculine
every fucking
man,
day. That's some
No,
bitch shit.
but when they're
once in a while,
See, here's the big problem.
Yeah.
Once again, right?
And also what women don't realize is men go through a lot of things. So there's men that men commit suicide 10 times more than women. And what people don't realize that men internalize a lot of problem and a lot of stress and a lot of sadness. That's why a lot of men are angry. We're not angry just because we're men. We're not just testosterone. We're angry because we're holding a lot of sadness in. We have no one to talk to about it. So when we have a girlfriend or when we have a wife or someone who's there and we want to open up and stuff like that, unfortunately, it gets used against us. And then we don't get looked the same as a masculine man when we become vulnerable to a woman. They're right. It's never going to be vulnerable with a woman, ever in your life. I don't care. And I don't care if it's the best sex you ever had in your life. It doesn't matter. Women think about sex too much. Being in a relationship is not about sex. It's about duty, respect, and the next generation. That's what it's about. People gotta stop thinking about sex all the time. That shit is crazy. All right, let's go.
You're saying it's okay, right? For you and for you. It might be okay in this moment. However, the next girl might say, you know what? Damn. Him even just crying in this moment, I lost interest. So we don't know how far is too far, and that's a problem because you may say it's okay, but she may not say it's okay.
You're right.
And as a guy, why am I gonna make that chance? We're gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna be the rock. I'm gonna be her foundation, and I'm gonna be strong for her. And I'm gonna cry in her face, and she might leave.
Exactly.
You don't know how
Exactly.
she's gonna react because it's a very. You have to be in a relationship with a guy, have him cry in front of you, show that inability to provide security, and then how you react, you might not necessarily know how you're gonna react. So what we tell guys is, don't be vulnerable with your girl. It's
Exactly.
a waste of time. And quite frankly,
this
can I
is so
finish? Can I please
dangerous.
finish? So the thing is that women do not handle masculine problems. Men and women live different realities. Women are not equipped to handle masculine problems. You need to go to your guys and tell them you have issues. You want to cry to them. You have problems, you want to talk it out with them, because you cannot show that you're soft or weak in front
Exactly.
of your woman. Because even though women say, oh, well, no, I'm capable of being empathetic, I can understand your struggle, blah, 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 they really don't.
They
Because
don't. They
when
don't.
a man cries in front of a woman, it's going to incite a natural reaction of revulsion, because men that cry and are soft are not attractive, and women are hardwired
Exactly.
to security. This is
Exactly.
why guys that are soft and lose frame, the girl leaves them and goes to another guy that knows what's going on. It's a very, how do I say this? It's a biological response. You know what I'm saying? Like women are just designed to look for men that are strong. So we tell guys, don't even open up Pandora's box and get sensitive around your girl. So
Don't even
Don't
show
do it.
emotion ever?
Sorry, I can't. Is it my turn? Are you-
What people like to equate, for some reason, people equate what they're saying, what Myron is saying, as in being vulnerable to not showing emotion at all. Men can show emotion. See, people need to stop with that narrative that men can show emotion. Men can show emotion. The problem is we can't be emotional because we have to think logically in case something happens in our lives. A case in point, if I go to work and somebody comes through with a gun, I have to think logically, like, how am I going to survive? And if people's around, how are other people going to survive? And my family's around, how am I going to protect them? Men have to think like that. See, the problem is people don't realize when men get emotional, we show emotion mostly through our actions, not just feelings and all that type of stuff. So a lot of men, especially when we're masculine, a lot of men who are emotional sometimes might act out and do some very dangerous things. That's what people don't realize. Women are emotional, however, since they're physically weaker, when they try to do things, unless she's like very, very, very insane and does, you know what I'm saying, uses tools or whatever, an emotional woman, she can most likely be handled. Now, again, a man being emotional, it can be very dangerous because we are the stronger sex. So, if I, like, for example, I had a point where some man was emotional to me at my job, and me almost got into a fight. Luckily, he thought logically. Well, first of all, luckily I thought logically because I didn't swing. I, you know what I'm saying, told him, hey, it's time to calm down, you gotta go. Then he thought logically later and saw me and he apologized because he knew, one, I got access to his credit card. Two, if me and him got into a fight, it can cause a crazy more altercation. He don't know who I know. I don't know who he knows. It could be a crazy altercation. So for some reason, people equate that men who should, what Myra is saying is men should be vulnerable around their girl as in being looking weak. He has to be the rock, the foundation. He has the one to be like, I'm going to protect you, as not being emotion, has no emotion, as in, you know what I'm saying, I'm not mad, I'm not sad, you know what I'm saying, I'm not feeling good, you know, I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same thing. So people need to stop confusing that and stop confusing that men don't shouldn't show emotion. No, men can show emotion. It's just who you gonna show emotion to. Your girl gotta think your girl gotta depend on you. Whenever she got a problem, she gotta depend on you. Like, oh, what can you do? You gotta at least you gotta just pretend to know what to do. Even if you don't know what to do, you gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you have to figure it out. But no one's saying you can't be sad. No one's saying is you can't. And honestly, you can show emotion. You can talk to your boy. You can talk to your homie if you're really sad or whatever. If you have a child, you can show emotion to your child, like show love or whatever. But I don't know what's people's fascination for one is showing emotion. Why does a man have to show emotion all the time? You know what I'm saying? Why does a man have to be emotional? Again, men have to think logically. Let's continue with the video.
Sorry, can't. Is it my turn? Are you done?
Crying and telling her about your problems is not a good move to go. Obviously, you know, being a human, right? You got to have some kind of, you know, social calibration here. Being a human is one thing, but to sit there and cry and tell her about your problems, etc., where it's going to affect her mindset as far as like, damn, is this guy the one? Is he the one that's going to be able to provide me security? You don't want to do that. You want to go to your guy.
Let me ask.
Exactly.
Let me ask.
Exactly.
Men are more logical. Women are more emotional. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is anybody disagreeing with that statement?
No.
Okay. Can the logical male be a little emotional? Is that fair?
Well, you just said that women
no.
are not equipped to handle masculine problems, right? That's what you said? Are
Yeah,
men
they're not in a position to help their guy
are
from
men
struggle.
equipped to handle emotional problems?
Yes.
Like the reverse.
Yes.
I'm talking about the reverse.
Yeah,
Yes.
because the difference is if you cry on my shoulder, I'm not going to lose attraction for you.
I'm
That's
talking
the
about
difference.
the issues in your life in general. Do you not
Yes.
crave support from women to be there for you? Like,
Yes, we crave support. However, men know that we're most likely not going to be able to get support like that unless men realize their position in life. That's the problem. Women think that yes, we want that, we want that partnership, but we know that most likely we're gonna die alone. We know by the way we live if we're gonna get a girl or not. You know what I'm saying? Now maybe we can still get a girlfriend or a wife eventually, maybe not. But we know in our lives if we're gonna die alone or not, and we accept that position. The problem is women don't. They don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept that trying to be like us, they got our problems as well. And that's what women think. I don't know what. Okay, let's continue.
when a man shows vulnerability, it shows that he trusts me to share in that moment, and that's the kind of father I want to raise my kids. Somebody who's going to be emotional when my kid breaks down or something bad happens, to not be like, toughen up, kid, but to show empathy to make good humans. That's why I think your show is a little dangerous.
That's not a man's job. I'm sorry, lady. That is not a man's job. A man's job is not to, when a child breaks down, it's like, oh, you get it. No, that's a woman's job. A woman's job is to be the empathetic one. Is to be the one to be like, I'm sorry this happened. You're the one that's supposed to do that. A man's job is to be the disciplinarian. He's the one that's supposed to, hey, you're not supposed to do that. Hey, you can't do that. Hey, that's right, that's wrong. He's supposed to teach right and wrong. He's supposed to teach actions and consequences. The mom is the one that's supposed to bring up the pieces. If the child breaks down and then he's able to talk with the father, then fine, that's great. And then sometimes it's good for the father to actually have a sit down talk with the child. However, the one who's supposed to be the empathetic one and to pick up the pieces are women, the mothers. That's why we have all these overly emotional men in the single motherhood, because those women do not discipline their children. Those children do not know right from wrong, and then it goes from generation to generation. That's why these men will have sex with these women, and the child will be pregnant, and the dude don't take responsibility. He was never taught that from his father, who went through that same action, because they were not taught actions and consequences, and that's what the father's supposed to be. Am I saying the father's supposed to be a heartless robot? No. Obviously, he's supposed to be human, but he knows how the world operates, and he knows how hard the world is. And the job of a father is to teach a child to operate in the world, especially when the father is gone. Let's continue.
Because you're not telling men to be empathetic or emotional ever. In this world, yes, it advances with gains, financial gains, all that stuff. But we also have to create a beautiful environment for us to enjoy each other in. And I think your podcast is super successful because people spend $20 to send hateful comments. You're inciting a lot of hate. But where's the good energy,
hold on.
guys?
Let me, before you respond, are you familiar with the concept?
Women like that always make some stupid. She didn't make no argument. She made no point. All she was doing was just talking crap. That's hilarious, yo. Let's continue.
The philosophy of stoicism?
Yes.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a stoic?
Yeah.
No?
Man.
You're familiar with this. Marcus Aurelius.
You gotta be stoic. Like, because here's the thing. You're trying to say, oh, I think that's destructive or whatever. What we're saying is, we know that most women, and here's the thing, ladies, I need you to kind of get out your own shoes and understand that we're talking about in generalities here, not just you two. If I lined up 100 women, right, and I told a guy, all right, man, each of these are your girlfriend, go ahead, cry and be vulnerable with them, etc., I would argue that somewhere between 85 to 90 of them are not going to like it. So if there's 5 or 10 that might like it, it's a low probability that you're going to be able to successfully be vulnerable without losing your girlfriend.
And just to be clear, you've asked how many women this question?
Thousands. We've asked, yeah, and a lot of them, and they're able to be honest and say, hey.
And that's what your findings are, 80+%?
We're finding that most women hate soft men, whether the guy, and a couple of girls have actually went a step further and admitted, yeah, when he cried in front of me, I never looked at him the same, and it kind of killed it. And then we've had several women say that. So they can say that now because it's politically correct and we got the cameras on, etc. Behind closed doors, if your boyfriend is crying in front of you, being soft, I don't know, I'm going to make the bills, blah, 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 it's not going to be attractive.
Exactly.
Masculine problems need to be solved by other men. That's why men need a tribe. You go and tell your guys your problems, and you come back home like nothing's going on. You're the stoic rock, because women are emotional. You cannot be the emotional one in the relationship, because here's the difference. If a woman cries on your shoulder and tells you, oh, I'm having a rough day or whatever, you're in a position where you're not going to lose attraction for your woman for her being a woman and being emotional. However, if you're in a man and you're being emotional to your woman, she is going to lose attraction for you, despite the fact that she says, I'm here for you, baby, or whatever. She's still going to lose attraction and eventually arousal and then leave for another guy.
Exactly. And that's what most people don't realize. Is that these women think that, oh, you got to be emotional again, because the man has to be the rock to protect from the world outside. Women have to be the one to protect the child and the world inside the house. but the men have to be the one to protect everybody from the world. So he has to be a rock. He can't be emotional. He can't be soft. So, and I'm gonna prove this by showing this another video. All right, guys. So this is another video. I wanted to show this video real quick just to kind of prove the point it was making. This guy here, his girlfriend. Now I ain't gonna show the full thing, but his girlfriend, he thought he might have cheated on her, and you could tell that he's a very emotional man. You know, stuttering and crying, and just look at her, look at the girl, and see how she reacts. See how she reacts. All right, let's play.
You've been dating for 2 years. You were engaged, but you put this relationship on hold because you believe that she's cheating on you.
Yes, sir.
Why are you here today?
I have always wanted a family of my own. My mother passed away when I was 14 years old, and it just left me like real lost, real lonely. And so one thing I've always wanted is a kid, you know?
Listen to how he sounds. Yeah, I only wanted a kid. Yeah. You can tell he's trying not to cry. But look at the woman though. Look Look what happens to his girlfriend when she found out. You know, when he, you know, now that he's about to sound like he's crying. Watch.
And I met Kayla, and I just thought that was the one, you know?
I can hear it in your voice, the emotion that you have tied to this particular moment in time. And so your family is everything to you at this point.
Oh yeah. 5 months ago, like I said, the baby was born. I received a text message while I'm in the hospital.
Why is he talking like that?
Kayla, who's in labor. I received a text message from a guy telling me that the baby is not mine. That Kayla has been out.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. You can tell she does not care. This guy is near in tears. And look at her face. She is smiling. He just said, and she didn't even deny it. He just said, this girl had, this guy had the text from another man that the baby wasn't his, and she's smiling at him. This is what happens when you're vulnerable with your woman. This is what happens. Disrespect, you get cheated on, you don't even know. I might do a reaction to this, but we all seen this video. You know what happened. The children, it was 2, one even his. She cheated on him twice that we know of. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know next time I drop. I will talk with y'all soon. You guys have a good rest of the day. Peace.
See